I thought I would do something a little bit different. I would find some actual budgets and go ahead and show what they are doing and then how I would do it in order to maybe streamline it a little better. Payoff. So this is their debts payoff plan. So I'll just write that up here. So payoff plan, line down the middle. And I'm going to put them over here. And I'm going to put me over here. Their amount that they pay every month is $18.75. So right off the bat, for me, I would bump this up to $2,000. And we'll see why later. First debt they discuss is a car payment, and their interest rate is 31.5, which is astronomical. And yeah, so for the car payment, that would be a definite get that out of here as soon as possible. And oh my God. So for me, I would bump that up to $750 per month. Then they have student loan. And this is the first one. They also have another one. And the interest rates are pretty low. So 3.95 on this one and 4.8 on this one. So they pay, which I'm assuming are the minimums. Of course, I don't have that information. $145 and $228. So I would do a total of $400 on these per month. I'm not sure if these are minimums. If they're not, then I would play with the numbers a little bit more because the interest rate is low. Then next we have a credit card. A credit card, and the interest rate is 24.4, which again is very high. So this should be a priority to get this out of your face. So I would up this to $100 per month rather than the $40 that they're paying currently. If we really want to see something happen there. The next one is another credit card. And for this one, it's 23% interest. Anything with a high interest rate, you want to get that out of your financial picture as soon as possible. Scratch these out. They pay $95 for that one. And I would bump it up to $150. Next, we have a loan. It looks like this is from family, maybe. The interest rate is super low at 1%. And the payment looks like it's $200. So since it's family, I would definitely try to negotiate that down. Maybe I could just pay $100 or $50, even just a smaller amount. But since I'm not sure what the deal is, I will just go ahead and leave the payment at their $200 a month for that loan. And next up is another credit card. And the interest on this one was 26%. And I'm rounding, but still very high. So I would get rid of these priority. Oops, sorry, I mixed that up. $87 for that is the payment. I'm assuming, again, that's the minimum. So I would up that to $100 a month. And then next, let me just go ahead and scratch all of these out. Next is a loan. So this loan looks like it has 0% interest, and they are currently paying $78 on that. So since it's a 0% interest loan, if you could come down and maybe just pay $50 on that and put some more money up towards these, I would do that. But if this is the minimum, then I would just bump it up to an $80 a month. $2 extra, it's still something. The next one is another credit card, and I would definitely focus on getting rid of some credit cards. We don't need this many credit cards. I think 2 is probably good. 3 is probably the maximum. But this credit card is also at 0%, which is great. And that is $37. So maybe we could even, if you qualify, since you have this 0% here, maybe we could move this balance, transfer it, and this balance also transfer it if you have the credit to this credit card down here, and make that just into one payment. So, but for what I know, this is another credit card, so that's the 4th credit card, and that is $37. So I would, as always, bump that up. Since it's 0%, we don't have to bump it up much, but every little bit helps to get it down. And 0% interest is on the next bill as well, which is, it just says bill, and that's $50. So I would probably bump that up again to $60. And I know these seem like small bumps, but every little dollar makes a difference. And then the Zales, there is a Zales bill here. So there's then a jewelry bill, I'm assuming. And it looks like the interest rate is 30%. And it is, the balance is $400, and they're paying $52. For me, I would pay this off immediately and just get rid of it. $400, we should be able to pull that from somewhere. Hopefully you have savings. But this is the difference for mine and theirs is because what I notice here is, at least I can't see anything that would say savings. So mine comes to around $18.80, which is $5 more than theirs. And then I added in $120. So mine total is really $18.80. And then I added $120, which evens it out to $2,000 because $120 per month to savings. I don't know if they are saving or not, but if you are saving here, then as you save and save and save, you can pay things off quicker, like this $400 smaller balance. That was the only one I really could see the balance. So like student loans, I know those are usually high, but you can often play with the numbers, or like with these credit cards, maybe we could balance transfer them. You can always call these companies and try to see if they will work with you in some way. A lot of times they will give you something. It might not be exactly what you would prefer, but it would be something that can help. You know, they could lower the interest rate a bit. They could lower your minimum payment They could give you longer to pay. There's lots of ways they might be able to help. So overall, I would say that their payoff plan is pretty good. I would just adjust a few numbers, make it just a bit easier to deal with, like rounding up a lot of these. And then also, the main concern I have here are these interest rates. These interest rates are, I mean, 30%, 26%, 23%. Those are, especially the car, 31%. Yeah, I would try to get rid of that, as that would be priority number one for me. And then I would try to get a balance transfer to the 0% credit card, if you can do that. I'm not sure what the credit limit is, but if you could move that to there and get 0% for these until you can pay off the car, or at least close enough to paying off the car, which I also do not know the balance of. Student loans, again, they are so low interest here that you could probably just not make that a priority and pay as little as possible. Again, if these are your minimums, you can always make a phone call and try to get them down, the minimums. So yeah, this is what I would do. We need to get a 0% interest credit card or a consolidation loan, perhaps, to add some of these things together and just get them, the interest rate down. Because the interest rate, and if we're only paying minimums every month, I mean, where are we really getting? It's not very far. So make sure that you're saving also at least the $120 a month. I'm not sure what more you can afford, but I did bump this up just a bit, but that is, again, mostly the savings. If you took that away, I would only be $5 higher than you by rounding a few things up and lowering a few payments. And again, the family loan, maybe a deal can be struck that way. So those are my little tidbits on this budget. And having a plan is the first thing you got to do. And if you stick with it, then eventually you'll get there regardless. It's just sometimes you want it to move a little quicker. So I definitely would pay more on every single one of these. Even if it's $5, $2, $3, it doesn't matter. Every little bit will make a difference. Let me know what you think in the comments.